All right, so we're going to get into our match reviews. Today, we're starting with a console twins game, which is a sentence of all time, of Ambrosia, who has 1.1k hours, so past that 1k area that I would consider most people knowing most of the fundamentals in the video game. That is good. So there's a lot of stuff that I should be expecting out of you, like general macro sense, general chase efficiency, that sort of thing, that I shouldn't have to tell you. Match reviews are for either very narrow successes or outright losses. Although people continue to send in 4Ks at like 4 or 5 gens to this day, and I'm not sure why. Not sure why. So, yeah, enjoy your lurk, Noodle. I appreciate you. You take that back? No. What the fuck you mean? Are you about to say, hey, I walk you down with knives, and the only thing that can stop me is map RNG? Like, you're like, that is the most thrilling bull video game. Oh, it's so fun to face and so fun to play at. I just, cream of the crop. Especially now that he's 115, like, so fun. Leave him alone? Hey, tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm telling lies. You didn't dispute any of my points. You just said stop. So like, that tells me enough. Anyways, console twins is a choice of all time. We're looking at oh, that is incredibly loud. Okay. I can't, yeah, because you can't argue any of my points, so it's fine. It's true. Okay, you're on Suffocation Pit. We're gonna see which variation. Normal Suffocation Pit is pretty survivor-sided, because it is an eye-shaped map, which usually lends itself to being a little bit more killer-sided, so that is in your favor. But however, Suffocation Pit has a ton of resources, so that is like really hard to deal with. The other Suffocation Pit, the one's not shaped like an eye, the new variation, that is. It's a little balanced. It's a little fair because like there's just a lot of dead zones. There's a lot of dead zones in that map, and it makes it pretty hard for the survivors to like consistently keep looping the killer. So it's really balanced. All right, let's go and take a look at your add-ons and your points. Twins, so rare. I didn't make the joke that there's only 3 of you. I was respectful. Okay, so you got those are good add-ons. That's fine. Stale Biscuit, obviously another good choice. You know. The tale as old as time, Beauty and the Beast. You know, like, Stale Biscuit is probably the other one you would run here. But your add-ons are fine, honestly. Yeah, so you already have the right add-ons. Obviously, Stale Biscuit would probably be another one, but like, yeah, that's okay. In terms of your build, I would highly recommend that in terms of learning and improving the game that you do not run 3 slowdown. If you're playing like Trapper, Ghostface, Freddy, one of the weaker characters in the game, by all means, run more slowdown, because those characters need like a lot of like cushion because they are so weak. Twins, firing on all cylinders, can easily be an A tier killer, so there's no reason you should be running triple slowdown if you're wanting to improve. If you want to just like win all your games, like you do you, right? I'm just saying that like in terms of consistency, in terms of you improving at actually playing twins better, playing the role of killer better, when you stack too much slowdown, it starts covering for your mistakes, and the only way to learn from your mistakes is to feel the essentially the error of your ways, as intense as that sounds. Like you gotta suffer for your mistakes. So yeah, you're kind of padding a little bit, so just keep that in mind. Otherwise this is a tremendous build because of course you know, yeah, obviously like triple slowdown into the second best non-slowdown perk in the game is just oppressively strong. So Sloppy in particular gets a lot of value on twins because they are one of those killers in the game that gets tremendous value off of survivors being injured. So obviously keeping them injured is really good. Gift of Pain also doubles up on that. So yeah, obviously Painter's being the best slowdown perk in the game. So your build is a little stuffed, so keep that in mind that if you're looking to improve consistently, maybe take off a slowdown. On that, go ahead and roll. Okay. So you're going... That's interesting. You just choose to immediately... Are you checking your phone or something? It's interesting that you choose to just like lead with Victor. Because like, here's your... In terms of your build, which you can't see right now because you're Victor, usually when you're running Sloppy, you lead with the M1 with Charlotte, so they are injured, and it takes forever for them to heal up, and then it's an easy down with Victor because they're going to stay injured. But you forego that to lead with Victor here, which is interesting. Yeah, I know Phantom. I know that I do see a lot of twins do that. I do see that, but like, it's kind of like, in a sense, like you're not going to be getting sloppy value on this person, at least not initially. So let's hope that you down this person by a Scourge Hook. So you can actually get that. The build doesn't support the strat? Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. You need to be more patient with that. I know you have Toy Sword, so you kind of like want to be more snappy with those because you're using Toy Sword. But you got to be more patient because, like, you know, as somebody who main Billy, missing your M2 on certain characters can be extremely punishing, and Twins is one of them. Like, you really can't afford to be missing your M2 a lot. So I would be a little more patient with your M2s. Because you're... Wow, without Stale Biscuit, she doesn't get that kick? That's messed up. You should have got kicked in the face for that. They should have kicked Victor and called it a day. That wasn't you succeeding, that was them messing up. Okay, so you're just gonna let them... So Victor... I kinda... don't know about the choice of using split pressure here. Why is she just stand there? Why is she teabagging? She didn't even do anything. She's already triple vaulted that. Do not play that very efficiently. Oh, the hit was BS? Yeah. Yeah, she didn't run the tile very well though, so it's not like that even matters too much. So you're kind of in a weird spot here because, like, your build, just in terms of like twins, like it's just kind of like not incoherent because it's just like a bunch of really good perks together, but like you want downs and hooks with pain res into Gift of Pain, but I've noticed that you're kind of leading with split pressure, which is something you do with Sloppy and Twins as playstyle in general. There's kind of like a little bit of like a dissociation happening between like those two. Well, here's the thing, Jack. Here's the thing. Like they're going for downs with Victor. So obviously Victor is an M2. Victor does not apply Sloppy. So like in the event that like end up only damaging and downing somebody with Victor, they still have it. I still think it is a little redundant, which is what I was, you know, kind of getting to. But yeah, I think it's just like, I don't know, like you kind of, this very much looks like a build that was just like, okay, I'm just going to put a lot of like really good perks on. And it's like, there's a little bit of like play style dissonance happening. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, because you have Sloppy Butcher, but you're leading with Victor a lot. So it's like you're kind of not getting the most value out of that. Not that Sloppy is a good pick on Charlotte if you hit them first and then lead into Victor. Like, that's kind of like not what you're doing. So I don't know. Somebody threw a snowball at you. Good job breaking the heal. As you should. She starts working on that gen right in front of you. What am I gonna say? What am I gonna say? Hit him with the chat. What are we saying? Hit him with it. Hit him with it. Dry kick. Yes. Yes. Why do we not dry kick, chat? Why is dry kicking not good? I'm not. You guys know. You guys know. Barely any progress is lost, and if people are around, they can just tap the gen fairly quickly and just undo everything you just did. It is literally a waste of time. So, yeah. No wonder I kick gens, unless you're certain that that person is not going to be coming. Like, nobody's going to be able to tap that gen for a long period of time. So, yeah. You know what I found out? Is I've actually gone around and asked why people think this is a thing, and like I mentioned, I've spent a lot of time lately watching late night killer streamers. Late night killer streamers like love to do this. Like a lot of the big killer main streamers love to dry kick. It's a bad habit all the way up. Like, hi, MMR, killer main. Like that's like their stream title, you know, those kinds of people. I watch a lot of them. They like to dry kick. It's not as good as you think. Less of a waste of time if you have brutal? Not. I mean, mathematically, yes, but you still shouldn't be doing it. It's a bad habit. You should not be trying to bring perks to make your bad habit not as bad, right? Like, you should just, like, not have the bad habit, you know? No kick is a dry one. That's why I like Eruption. It's a setup. And as long as your chases are quick, yeah, Eruption's great. Twins, yeah, rare twins. See, like, this is what I'm saying is, like, I'm no twins mate, or even close. I'm not gonna tell you, to say this is, like, with full certainty, but, like, you're trying to, like, split pressure, and you're sitting here with, like, 3 of your pain res hooks. Because you're so hell-bent on split pressuring, which is, you know, a playstyle that fits the Twins' base kit. Plus, you're using Sloppy, which helps, you know, helps out with that playstyle. But now you're sitting here with, like, 1 no way out stack and 3 pain res stacks that you have not used. So, like, there's a lot of dissonance with, like, your playstyle and your build. Like, you kind of don't know how to get the most out of everything. So you're just kind of, like, underperforming at both playstyles. You're not really committing to hit and run, but you're also not really committing to downing people, hooking them so you can get your slow down. So it's like, I don't know. Like, you gotta pick and commit. You gotta pick and commit, because trying to do both is just leading to inefficiency in both of these. Yeah, and gens are flying as a result. Not because they're rushing, but because you're just giving them a lot of time. That was a good fake on her part. Very good fake. That was a good play. Yeah. Recall Victor. Deploy the boy! Deploy the boy! Deploy the boy! Why are you dubbing at her? Deploy the boy. There you go. Deploy the boy. What they have not seen you do, that I see a lot of Twins mains do, and this is going to be probably a takeaway for you, honestly, is that you don't utilize Charlotte very well. Well, at all. I'm just gonna say flat out. I don't want to come off me, but you don't utilize Charlotte at all when it comes to your chases. You know, you can use Charlotte to like plop her in front of things or in the middle of loops, right? Like make them path around her, put her in front of something. Like you can use Charlotte to kind of like funnel survivors. It's very, very fun. It's one of the things I actually enjoy about the character. The problem is I don't play Twins because, well, they're so buggy all the time and they feel so clunky that it feels like a chore to play them. One of the things I do enjoy about Twins is the fact that you can use Charlotte to kind of like block or like zone survivors into things. So I haven't seen you attempt that even once. So I would. Once again, gotta be more patient with those. Gotta be more patient. You're not in the hospital, but you gotta be more patient. Now she's using you as a shield. That's so funny. That's cute. Nice. Good job. Big cognizant that the gen was being worked on behind you. Wow. That was a good catch that guy was there. Very good awareness. Very good awareness. Yeah, you've spent most of this match without your no way out stacks, which won't matter till later. And without your kicker. Not good. Not good. This is why your match is going to suddenly start snowballing and get better and better. But it shouldn't have been this close. You should have, like, ended this game way earlier. If you notice, the big thing that's helping here is that you're actually committing to downs. Like, you're actually, like, you're instead of being half in split pressure and half in, like, hooking or downing and hooking people, you committed to one. Said, okay, this is what we're doing, right? And as you can see, now you're getting a ton of perk value. You're setting up, you're getting a lot of value out of pain res. Now you're setting up your no way out for the end game. Like, some of things are going way, way better. Wowee, you know, because you're actually hooking people. Oh, yeah. Once again, saying this again, because I know if this goes up on YouTube, somebody's going to say it in the comments. They haven't been paying attention the whole game. Yeah, split pressure is a very, very good strat on twins, especially if you run sloppy. It's just like what I'm talking about is the lack of commitment to a playstyle. Good job slugging. You are a slugging killer, so slug the survivors. They're going up the heal at the hook, which is really efficient, especially with somebody like twins, where keeping the survivors injured is very, very important to success. Being injured against twins is a nightmare. I found that, like, Chucky kind of functions in a very similar way. You know, like when he's in his little hidey ho mode, he's like a little Victor. He's obviously 110, but like he has the dash, and he doesn't have when he's in the hidey ho mode, he doesn't. Why didn't she kick you? Obviously don't have Terrius. You are way too impatient with your. Honestly, you are incredibly impatient with your Victor pounces, and the survivors are just kind of messing up. It's not really. Like, these guys should be kicking Victor almost every time you miss. And they're just, like, missing most of their attempts. You should be way farther behind in this match. They're just kind of messing up. Oh. Will it block the prompt? I don't think so. I'm trying to look around for more people, but like you don't know where anybody particularly is, so you're just kind of like blindly searching. She crawled a long way. It's busy. What am I about to say? Does anybody check? Does anybody realize what I'm about to say? Anybody catch what just happened? Or what I'm about to be critical about? Hey, Hermits, how's it going? Your review? My bad? No, you're fine. You're totally fine. Hope you're doing well. Hope your holiday's been treated. Didn't hook on the Scourge? Yeah. Yeah. You have Get the Pain. Get the Pain applies Sloppy and Hemorrhage every single time. Yeah, it only does the the first heal for head bar for progress on gens, but the Mangled and Sloppy is constant. Or the Mangled Sloppy. The Mangled Hemorrhage is constant. Every time they come off, Scourge Hook, Mangled Sloppy, which obviously plays into you being, you know, as twins, being Victor, people injured, easy downs. So yeah, don't forget your Gift of Pain. Don't forget your Gift of Pain. No, that's one of the few ways Gift of Pain is actually a very, very appealing perk. Because in most ways it kind of underperforms. But like that's one of the things that's really nice is that it doesn't matter if you M2 the survivors to down them, you're still going to be able to get what is essentially Sloppy Butcher as a perk. Which is usually, you know, Sloppy is something you only run on M1 killers. But Gift of Pain will give you the same effect. With a little bit extra sprinkled in as an M2 killer, which is nice. Why are you going for the healthy person over the injured person? Is it because they just came off fucking you're trying not to tunnel? I wouldn't worry about that. I would just tunnel the other person, but that's just me. Well, it's because I feel like if I just looked up Annihilate right now, Gift of Pain's use rate. Wow, that was actually that is actually Giga Brain. That is the funniest counterplay I have ever seen to this character. That was actually Turbo Giga Brain, and that's hilarious. Literally locked you in there, and you can't back up far enough to get over the pallet. That is funny. That is Giga Brain on that survivor. That is hilarious. That alone, bro, boxed the child literally. Like holy moly. Yeah, you literally can't make it over that. That is so funny. That is 10,000 IQ. Like legitimately. That is funny. I've never seen anybody do that. That is smart as hell. We said fine. Welcome to baby jail. That's wild, dude. Yeah, you should probably switch back to Victor here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why does Rebecca sound like that? Is she okay? Yeah. Another reason that Twins was fun. I really wish they felt better to play. What did I wish they felt better to play? I guess so loud. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know what they were thinking. Oh. Okay, making sure you're still scourging, and they've already used the pain rest. Yeah, you think that would make sense, Phantom? Yeah, it makes sense. It does not. It does not, apparently. A lot of things make sense, supposedly, in practice, but not really. She sounds like she's in labor? Do you spend a lot of time around people in labor? Also, don't people usually breathe in labor? Let's, like, breathe. Who are you around that's like, oh! Who's doing that? Who's the loudest survivor, Jeff or Jane? It's a toss-up between the two. I think they don't recover from this. I think you have so much snowball at this point that, like, outside of you taking a really, really long chase for no reason, like, they're all injured and can't heal up. Or having a hard time healing up besides Jane. Even if they do get through all this, you have most of your no way out stacks, so like I don't see them really coming back from this. Ooh, auto aim. You are also on console, so it's harder to like catch somebody spinning in your face. If you're ever in a situation like that on console, by the way, you're in a situation where somebody's spinning your face, you're on console, and you're like, that's just bad. It just beats me because I'm on console. Just back up. Somebody's somebody's spinning your face. Just back up. Just literally just take a step or two back and then swing. That's all. That's how you get around that. This is kind of where, why, like, from a survivor perspective, I kind of hate playing Twins matches. Not because, you know, the number one reason typically is that, like, any sort of projectile in this game, which Victor is in a sense kind of a projectile, gets really wonky under lag. So do not like that. But matches get really, really long against Twins because they just spend so much time slugging. Yeah, which is what Jack is like in my head before I speak. Like I just have a really long intro because I like yapping. But yeah, you could have just picked up and killed Rebecca here. You're gonna keep, you know, slugging. So like, don't potentially miss out on a potential kill. Just to, you know, it's like you know. Like in card games, you know, those people that play TCGs where like people are just overplaying when they don't have to, and they miss something that's just like way more efficient just because they want to play. Like it's like that. Don't overplay. Sometimes the simple thing is just kill the survivor. You never know who may be around who could just slide in and suddenly pick them back up, and then you're down a kill that you should have had. You know, be careful about that. Hey, Alyssa Bobissa, how are you today, friend? How's your Tuesday? Especially 2 gens, yeah, you gotta be, because she is still there. Okay. Yeah, that's what they should have been doing at the time. They were not being too efficient about that. You're lucky they didn't slide in and pick her up. You're very lucky. They were both there. Jane was there, Tap was there. Someone easily could have slid in and picked her up, but they didn't. So you gotta be a little careful about it. Be careful about this too, because I know what you're doing. You're at 2 gens, you have somebody dead, so it should be fine. But keep in mind that you're trying to get your no way out stack, your last no way out stack and your last pain rest stack, but keep in mind that you are at 2 gens. So you probably should prioritize somebody you've already hooked over getting that last stack. That would be my advice. Don't potentially throw the game trying to get perk value. My advice. Yeah, you friend? New friend? Yeah, sure. That would make sense. Anyways. Yeah, pressure is very like a juggling act, right? Like very easy to do, especially with a slugging character like twins. Very easily to like drop all the balls there and not that way. You know what I'm saying? But be careful. Yeah, because this tab, unfortunately, is a little bit more sentient than the other 3. It is actually kicking Victor every time you miss. So you're wasting a lot of time here. Yeah, you are hyper focused on this. That was a weird camera bug. You were hyper focused on this tap when there's literally 2 injured people that you've already hooked right next to you, and you're like hunting down tap for some reason. This is what do not do that. I know what the reason is. It's for perk value, but like you could put these people down. You can't plug on Twins to shot. This is why I don't play the character. This character is perpetually broken, and I just rather play a character that's functional. Poor man. Poor little guy, big world. Little man, big world just got yeeted. See, like, there was somebody dead right there the whole time, and you just wasted, like, almost a full minute being like, hey, tap needs to go down. And it's like, you had somebody dead right next to you. Like, that could have gone very poorly for you if they had other gens with progress. They did. Imagine if they had another gen at like 50. Could have got all the, well, no way I would kind of come in clutch there and probably get you at least the 2K. But like, I could have been, this could have been very close. Well, that's what I was saying, Seek, is like once they actually started hooking people, they got a ton of pain res value, got their gift of pain value, and suddenly things started snowballing, right? But like the problem is that their juggling act was not going well because they just weren't getting value out of like half their perks. So, and No Way Out doesn't activate till the end game, so they were playing with Sloppy, and then most of the time they were opening their chases with Victor and not downing them with Charlotte, so they weren't even getting Sloppy. So they were playing most of the game with 0 perks. So it's like no wonder there was no pressure on the map because you weren't getting any perk value at all for like the longest time. For the longest time. And believe me, they would have potentially, this could have potentially been a 1 or 2K game, if not even them winning, if they had actually been kicking Victor as much as they were supposed to. You're just gonna bleed this guy out. That is... Okay, you found him. Well, I think that's what Ambrosia said, was like they ended up bringing Force Penance or Force Hezi or something like that. Like after the fact of like this game. So yeah. So there's a lot to take away from this match. Some of it's small, some of it's big. So I think in terms of main takeaways for you, I think the first thing for me is like, you don't seem to really know what you really want to do with Twins. Do I want to lean into their slug heavy playstyle, which I think you should do. Like do a little bit of hit and run and do some slugging. that? Or do I want to go for like, you know, quick downs, which, you know, twins can do. Early Charlotte hit into a down with Victor, easy pain res hook, easy gift of pain hook. You kind of got stuck between a rock and a hard place trying to do both at the same time, and you lost a lot of efficiency. And as you saw, once you finally committed to one of the playstyles over the other, started getting tons and tons of perk value, and things kind of snowballed from there. But you spent like kind of the first 2 or 3 gens of this match kind of just like floundering, not knowing what you really want to do. So I would try to focus on doing one or the other and not both at the same time. Either go for like the hit and run select playstyle, or go for quick downs to get like pain res value. Like to try commit to one or the other. Don't try to do too much at once, because that's when you start ending up doing neither of these options at the best efficiency. So I think that's where most of your problems actually were, was like not knowing what to do with that. Your second takeaway is be a little bit more patient with your Victor bounces. You unfortunately got very, very lucky this match, because I don't mean to say any offense to the players, but like they weren't very, what I call it wasn't very sentient. Like you would miss a Victor pounce and they just let Victor sit there and they would not kick him, and they should be kicking him every single time. And that would have lost you way more time in match time as gen time, and they got down to the last gen, so that matters more than you think. So you kind of got away with it because the players weren't the best at countering your specific killer, and that is something that won't happen every time. So I would be a little bit more patient with your Victor pounces, so you're not getting like punished too much. I think the last thing I mean, like, once again, like once you start getting your pain reses and you start getting your gift of pain, like it really does snowball and it doesn't come back. Like you start doing really, really well. But I think the last takeaway for me is like there were several times in that end game where you had people death hook and you started kind of over slugging. Like you had death hook people on the ground or people right next to you that you were not going after that were death hook, because you wanted to continue your slugging spree. Slugging is good in the sense that it forces somebody to get off whatever they're doing, whether that be a gen or another save. Basically, they cannot contribute to the game because their responsibility is to go pick somebody up off the floor. And obviously that person that's on the ground can't participate themselves, can't do gens, that sort of thing. So that is why slugging is good. But you choose that over having somebody be dead, like literally out of the game permanently. You did it with Rebecca. Luckily, they didn't pick her up. You did it with the Zarina, which once again, it got down to 1 gen. So you're very, very lucky they didn't do that. This match, despite you winning and getting a 4K, mostly came down to survivors making mistakes. And if this was a 4-man or even a 3-man on comms, you would not have won this, because they just would have picked Rebecca up, got back on the gen. They would have, Zarina would have, like, you know, not been in harm's way, you know, distanced herself a bit, and you wouldn't have had her dead. Like this was mostly survivor error that it came down to, why you barely got the win, and not particularly what you were doing. Obviously the adjustment to actually getting perk value was what caused your snowball. I'm not going to take that away from you, but a lot of this was survivor mistakes. So in terms of consistency, those are the 3 things I would do better.